Lillie Carroll Jackson Civil Rights Museum is honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
And that is where we find Marty this morning. Marty, good morning.
Good morning again, Tim. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you're doing well. We're very happy to be back. Dr. Iris Barnes, Morgan University, retired. I guess it's State Senator retired Michael Bowen Mitchell. We're going to talk to Michael in just a second. He's got a story that's going to give you a good smile coming up after the next break. But thanks for having us back in. Dr. King's birthday, the national celebration yesterday. But we had the inauguration. We wanted to come today and acknowledge the fact that in this room, in the Lillie
Carroll Jackson hosted him here, and he had dinner here, and Rosa Parks and many other civil rights icons.
We are in one of the more important buildings in the history of the civil rights movement of the United States, and certainly in the civil rights history of Baltimore, Maryland. And thank you for hosting us again.
Yes, and if you're in the area, come and visit us. We're open today to celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday.
And we'll talk more about that coming up shortly. But this dude's got a story coming up after the break about Dr. King shooting pool on Pennsylvania Avenue for a reason. We'll explain it all. Back at TV Hill.
Well, a special open house is happening today in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Marty joins us from the Lillie Carroll Jackson Civil Rights Museum. Good morning, Marty.
Good morning again, Sina. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, everyone. This was the home of Lillie Mae Carroll Jackson, okay? It is now a museum under the umbrella of Morgan, open today 11 to 3. But what is the website?
LillieCarrollJacksonMuseum.org.
One of the most important residences in the history of the civil rights movement. Now I'm going to fast forward the tape. You were a witness to history. Your family, if you go into the National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, you hear so much about the Mitchells and the Murphys and Baltimore, Maryland. But you were here. You met Dr. King here in that dining room.
Yes, Dr. King was speaking at the Masonic Temple at Landville in Utah Place.
Right across
the street. And he came to have a meal with Lillie, my grandmother, Dr. Lillie Mae Carroll Jackson. And he was so down to earth and so humble, but he wanted to know the people. So then the suggestion was made that he go and walk the streets. And he then started, and I was with him walking on Pennsylvania Avenue.
And he starts shooting pool?
And he started shooting pool. People, because at first people were reluctant to see, why was Dr. King coming here, and what did he have to do? Well, how's he going to help us, comment on the street? And then he just became part of the people. And he walked in, he picked up a pool cue, and people started shouting. They couldn't believe it, that here he had this plum with the pool stick, and he was making a game, and he was shooting the ball. He was shooting games. He played 9-ball with somebody, which is a form of gambling, and he won that. And then he then shot other things. The whole point of it was that he was showing people he was down to earth and humble. And he walked, and the children ran across the street. It was quite something to see that here was Dr. Martin Luther King at that time, who was just nationally known, walking the streets with the people.
But just like any political figure,
right,
had to win people over. That's what I find so amazing about the story. We only got about 20 seconds left. But sitting in this parlor, Dr. King, your family, others, say, Doc, we got to hit the streets, got to shake hands.
Yeah, Lillie Mae Carroll Jackson believed in freedom. She was a freedom fighter, and that's what Dr. King came in. He was a freedom fighter. He had a sense of timing, and to know that, it didn't take as many people to change this country. Most people think that there were large numbers, but there were a few committed souls who believed that with God they could do anything.
And did.
And did.
Hey, listen, coming up next half hour, more from the Lillie Mae Carroll Jackson Museum. Iris, thanks for getting us back in. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Glad to have you.
These stories are amazing. You can't think of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and not see Baltimore, Maryland. Right. Back to TV Hill.
Fascinating stories, Marty.
And now let's head back out to Marty at the Lillie Carroll Jackson Civil Rights Museum. Hello, Marty.
Well, hello again and good morning. Lillie Mae, M-A-Y,
Yeah.
Carroll Jackson, full name, one of the icons of the civil rights movement, actually in America, and particularly here in Baltimore, joined by Lisa Mitchell Sinar, retired state senator Michael Bowen Mitchell, Dr. Iris Barnes of Morgan. You are with the governor's office.
Of Small, Minority, and Women Business Affairs.
And you were just telling me that this year,
Actually, 2024 was the year of civil rights in Maryland. Our Governor Wes Moore has been very intentional about Maryland's history, all of Maryland's history.
and there'll be a carry-out over into this year too.
Yes.
Now, you've got a great, the Mitchell family, so involved. The Mitchell family, we only have a minute, 30 seconds here, but if you're just new to the area and you don't know, the Mitchell family, instrumental in the civil rights movement from one ocean to another. Big, big, big. Tell the story about Morgan State College.
So it was Morgan State College in 1958, and this would have been the year after the Montgomery bus boycott in Alabama. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King received an honorary degree and was Morgan State's commencement speaker in 1958.
Is there, Dr. Barnes, is there any record of his speech? Do we know what he spoke about?
I think we could probably find that, and if anybody wants to visit, and we can, give them a copy if they wanted to see that. Yeah.
And are there pictures on the Morgan website of this?
Now, there is a picture that I found on the Morgan's press releases of Martin Jenkins, who was the president of Morgan at the time, Governor McKeldin, Martin King, and Carl Murphy, who was the publisher of the Afro-American newspaper. Great photo of the four gentlemen.
It is truly just incredible, the history of Baltimore, Maryland, and the civil rights movement, which changed all of our lives. So, we're remembering Dr. King today here, 11 to 3. And what is the website again?
Lillie Carroll Jackson Museum.org.
And I'll link to that from my blog at cbsbaltimore.com. You can find out more information about hours, how you can come and visit. Michael, always good to see you.
Always Godspeed to you. Stay strong.
No choice. Dr. Barnes?
Thank you for coming
Lisa,
again.
thanks for joining
Absolutely,
us.
Marty.
And
Thank
we
you.
thank WJZ for having you and having the foresight to come and record history.
That's what we're all about on TV Hill. Believe it.
Okay.
And K2. Back to TV Hill.